Good morning, students. Today we are going to be exploring quadratic functions using the Desmos.com website. Okay. So on a piece of paper, why don't you write down the two functions that we're going to be exploring. One of them is y equals x squared minus 4x minus 5. And the second equation you should write down is y equals negative x squared plus 9. Okay. So let's go to www.desmos.com on your Chromebooks. Click let's see, when you type that in, it says start graphing. Go ahead and click on that. All right, and then on the left side of the screen, we have the ability to type in functions in the equation form. So let's go ahead and type in our first function, y equals x squared. I have to find where the squared is. Notice once I type in the x squared, I get the standard parabola. It is U-shaped. It has a vertex, which in this case is the minimum, and it is opening up. Okay. Y equals x squared. I'll continue. I'll get out of the exponent. Minus 4x minus 5. There we go. Let me slide this out of the way. Okay. And here we can see our parabola. Okay, I just want to notice a few things about a parabola. You can drag this around to see it better. It's got a minimum y value, which I'm going to call the vertex. It opens up, so it's U-shaped. It does go through the y-axis, known as the y-intercept, and it does have two x-intercepts, also known as roots, also known as solutions. Okay, let's just write those down to summarize. This parabola opens up, which means it's U-shaped. The vertex, you can click your mouse over it just to identify it. It happens to be right on two integer coordinates, 2, -9, which means the lowest y value that you will find on this graph is -9. Everything, all the other y values must be greater than that. 2, -9 is the vertex. Okay, the x-intercepts, you can mouse over them, or you can click on them, and you can see that the x-intercepts, when the y value is 0, is -1. And the other coordinate that crosses at the x-axis is 5, 0. You could also say that the x-intercepts are simply -1 and 5. Notice a little bit of foreshadowing into the future, but when you factor a quadratic expression and you are solved, those are actually the x-intercepts. Okay, and then the third thing I want you to find is the y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis. This one happens to be right at -5. So the y-intercept, when the x value is 0, is 0, -5. Okay. A little bit of foreshadowing, but it is possible to find out what the y-intercept is simply from the original equation. Okay, let's take a look at the second graph. You can click.
I'm not sure.
Oops, I think my artificial intelligence thought that I was speaking to her, but let's just continue. Okay, so the second function I'm going to type in is y equals negative x. Now it looks like a linear equation. Negative x squared. You might have to use your keyboard or find the option to get the exponent key. Notice I have negative x squared. I haven't typed the whole function yet, but it already looks like a parabola because I've typed in the quadratic part, the x squared. But this time the parabola is opening down simply because the negative sign in front. Okay, this one does not have a b value, or I should say the b value is 0 plus 0x plus 9. Make sure you're out of the exponent. Negative x squared plus 9. Okay, it's a little hard for me to see, so I'm going to turn off the other function. Drag this over a little bit. Drag this down here. You could adjust your window so you could actually see the entire parabola. You could even zoom in, zoom out, so you can see what we are asking for. This parabola opens down. It doesn't look like a U shape. It looks like an upside down U shape or an inverted U shape. The vertex, the maximum or the minimum. In this case, the vertex is a maximum, and it happens to be right on the y-axis. So it is at 0, 9. Coordinate 0, 9. Okay, the x-intercepts. There could be one intercept, x-intercept. There could be two x-intercepts. It's possible to have 0 x-intercepts depending upon which way it's opening. Negative 3 and positive 3. It's very symmetrical. Negative 3, 0 is the coordinate, and positive 3, 0. And lastly, the y-intercept just so happened to be, because it was symmetrical, it happened to be the same as the vertex. The vertex is on the y-axis. 0, 9. Okay, this is just for practice for notes, but if I want to take a screenshot of my work on Desmos, just remember you can hit Control Switch key, and that will allow you to save it to your drive, and then you could send it to me for a later assignment. Okay, explore those, mess around with other features of the quadratic equation, and we'll talk about the assignment tomorrow. Have a nice day, guys.